pick people. But anyway, yeah. Let's go. Brimstone VOD. I paused at this exact moment because I wanted to see exactly what you buy. I think it's interesting that on split you decide to go Fear Incendiary. I don't know how many great lineups there are good lineups for default plants, aren't there? So maybe this can work. I don't know how great the lineups are on this map. I know that there's good ones for default plants on B. I know that there is one on A. I don't know how easy it is to pull off. But otherwise, like, so the only reason I'd be buying the Incendiary here, if this is a scrim and you know what you're doing and your team is like, yeah, I'm going to like plant in this position, I'm going to play for my Incendiary post plant, that's cool. Otherwise, it's a bit of a strange one, I think. Otherwise, I think it would just be better to have the smokes and the ghost. You like to grab it every time because it gives some flexibility. Yeah, I mean, it's really important that you communicate that then. I guess it's important to see what you say here because I think it's only really relevant if you have a plan in mind, like, okay guys, make sure we do this and we plant here, and then I can play for the Molotov post plant. But if it's like completely silent and we don't mention that, then it's maybe not the greatest thing in the world. Okay, banned? Who's banned, Kieran? You banning bot? You can't ban quest mode bot. Or ban Werebear because he didn't say anything about his plan.
I'm trying to get a picture.
Wow, high level communication in this game.
Smoke's down.
Oh lord, dude, you. Oh yeah. I hate that stuff is. Hate the map rotating. And this is obviously post Sage nerf, so.
And it's kind of shot.
He's in there.
Nice.
So I think it's kind of questionable to go first as Brimstone, particularly because like your smokes are super impactful post plant. To be fair, I thought it was a person spamming. No. The quest mode bot is part of because you join this. Anyone can do it anyway. It's just a stream thing. No, this is plat. So going first as Brimstone for me is kind of questionable,
Nice.
particularly for two reasons. One, you got smokes. So anyway, as someone with smokes, like you want to get maximum value. Keeping your smokes for later in the round is obviously like really important, or at least using them all. You don't want to go and die and have utility left. And secondly, you've got your Incendiary. You're already wanting to play for post plant. So if you die pre-plant, you're going to be useless. Like that's 300 that you've wasted, right? So it's really important that you don't just like completely waste that. Not sure why you wouldn't take the Frenzy as well, given that you're on a Classic. And I'm pretty sure that all of the post-plant positions are from outside B, right? God. Don't have a map this small. If this goes for everyone. If your map's this small, fuck me, I'm squinting here. Let alone if you're in-game and you're trying to focus on stuff. But yeah, like, I would not have your map this small. Like, map on maximum size is like my personal preference, but regardless, it's like super hard to see what's going on here. But anyway, yeah. I'm pretty sure all the post-plant positions are from out here, right? All of the lineups. Play war very much aggressively and I stopped doing so much. So that's good. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't want to be in this position either, right? Because throwing your Molotov from a safe position is difficult from heaven. As far as I know, maybe there is one heaven. Okay, so this is just going to be a complete waste. And you just like wide peek a corner with a Molotov in your hand. You should like be super hard punished for that. That is a good way to get yourself completely annihilated. You still have a smoke as well. And I'm not sure why you wouldn't use it here. Just to slow those guys down. Hey Rios, how's it going, man? Thanks for the follow, dude.
Two heaven.
I shouldn't have peeked that. Yo, 2 garage.
Oh, and Coconut. Thanks, dude. Tomek, thanks for the follow, dude.
One landed right under heaven, under sky.
So these guys are massive Apegas, so this was like all really very strange. And Piotr, thanks for the follow, dude. So this is. I'm really confused about like what your kind of plan is here. It doesn't see. So I guess the thing is, regardless of what you're actually trying to do here, Werebear, you don't have like a clear plan of what you're trying to do. You're just kind of like floating around without a clear objective in mind, right? You have a fair amount of information about where they are. We kill this guy in CT. They call that. You know that the other two are mid. You said you need 2 mid, 1 CT. Chances are that like the other guys are together. Alpha, how's it going? I'm alright, thanks, Rios. So we have information about where most of them are. This flank is okay, I guess. We do get this kill. And then we're gonna go back to heaven. Our team isn't playing like a huge amount of great positions. They do kind of get picked, so there's not a huge amount you can do.
One
You can do
right
on
under
that.
heaven, under sky.
I'm alright, thanks, Alpha.
My bad.
Nice try, dude.
I'm just trying to hit it.
All a little bit confusing. I don't know if you've like played a game to warm up before this as well, but we do seem a little bit lost.
We fight once again.
Where you fit?
Also, like, I know it's only 1 round, but a lot of the time you seem to be peeking people, moving forwards,
Yeah,
which
we
you
should
tend
just
not
hold
to want to
W,
do.
basically.
It's much better to strafe onto an angle
Yeah.
than it is to walk
Just try to
around a
get
corner.
killed.
And this is like a common mistake for people without like experience in CS or games like that. Is like you'll walk around a corner forwards rather than walk around it like strafing around it.
Let's fly.
And it just means you have to counter strafe backwards rather than left or right. So this is great. This is a great plan in general.
W keep
Okay, walking around the corner like this is just a massive question mark. Look where your crosshair is. You've had 3 guys walk around this corner. What's your crosshair doing here, right? Why is it not here? It should always be in this position, right? There's no reason for it to be floating around the middle of Narnia. Your team have already walked around this corner. The only position that you need to check is up here. And pretty much everyone as they're walking around here should be looking this way until they cross around that corner. This guy probably doesn't even have LOS on anything. The plan is nice though, and it is going to get us a free plant. And holding this position is fine too.
That's it.
There's not a huge amount you can do against him there without any help. And as far as an eco goes, we get the plant, and if we get 1 more kill, then this is probably super valuable for us anyway.
Player standing.
Or if we get 0 more kills, it's still not that bad. It's better than not getting the plant. But certainly a couple of like our crosshair placement definitely should have been better when we're coming around that corner. We should already be aware of someone being in that position. Even though your teammate is there, right? Because if they catch you on timing and your crosshairs in Narnia like it was there, like nowhere near anything useful, it doesn't really make a huge amount of sense, right?
I'm lagging. I'm gonna give me 1 sec. Play slow.
Also, typically, I don't know if this is something you've considered, but Omen is generally valued much higher than Brimstone simply because you have the smokes that regenerate. So playing with Brimstone here is maybe not ideal in general anyway, because by the time you've got mid control, and realistically for mid control you're going to have to use 2 smokes, you then only have 1 smoke left, which doesn't make executes particularly easy. And mid control on this map is generally something, or historically, recently has been something that people have valued anyway.
I, my wind assassin, do what you do best.
And we don't really have a discussion about what you're going to do with your smokes each round. I don't know, I'm guessing there was a discussion in the previous round. Oh yeah, let's just rush A and I'm going to put my smokes here. But we definitely don't talk about it here that, okay, we're going to look for mid control, I'm going to smoke here. And if your team are just going to get execute out B, you doing this smoke would be a bit strange. Might be better just to smoke heaven.
Don't even peek.
Can we force? We're on a buy, right? Yeah, okay, good.
It's going down, alright.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Smoke's down.
Okay.
Smoke's
One
down.
health.
So it's interesting that low platinum has this little communication. There's no talk about where we're actually going. It's very difficult because unless you're like actually concentrating on the map, I had no idea. Like you'd have no idea what your team are doing here, right? They're already out on site, and you happen to be the one with the bomb. Which is another reason why you probably shouldn't be the one lurking towards mid, because if you're the one carrying the bomb, obviously you want to be on the site as quickly as possible.
Enemy remaining.
Really good job. Let's go.
Trying that Molotov out there is kind of pointless, because we know where they all are.
I have garage. One play.
One enemy remaining.
Maybe we don't actually, he could have been CT or heaven. I love that emote, Karen. Do you get to keep them forever? If you like edit an emote, do you get to keep it forever, or is it just 1 month? Because that was just so stupid.
See, that's insane. I normally play it like sub 20.
Need a drop.
You saying something about ping? Because your voice is really quiet in game.
Yep.
24 hours? You do it every stream? You could have been saving for like a
Someone
coaching
vouch
session
for
or
it.
something, man. You'd be really close.
I'm so sorry.
Smoke's down.
Why? Okay, sorry. I didn't see how much. We have 3,800 left, and we didn't buy anything or a third smoke. Were we AFK? You don't play anymore. Yeah, no, I understand that, dude. That's fair enough. Yeah. Why don't we rebuy anything? You should have also rebought armor here because you're one shot range for a vandal, a phantom. Sorry. So we definitely should have rebought here, for sure.
Smoking ropes, Phoenix gets play there.
Someone buy feet.
Typically, everyone just piles up and we figure it out. Considered swapping off Bring and playing someone more aggressive / lurky, but I've committed to being a one trick. As a bit of a meme, I whiffed on the buy. Coaching session into your PhD. You could have one of those if you want, Kieran. I'm not sure you do. Okay, I mean that's fair enough, Weber. Like if you enjoy playing Brimstone and you want to one trick him, it's fine. It's just suboptimal, right? Like my advice is always going to be do whatever's best overall for the team rather than that, I guess. But you know, playing for fun is playing for fun. It really depends what your goals are.
I see someone.
So we're really committed to going B here, and they all know we're going B. At this point, like just in terms of the macro play, we should definitely be going back.
Let's go sewers. Let's go sewers.
Yeah, so that's a really good call from our teammate.
One hiding.
Because they already know that we're all here, and they've probably rotated off hard to B, which they have.
I guess.
They even popped their Killjoy out, which is nice. We know that Omen's still here. Why do we have two guys that's still in?
Killjoy CT.
Also, while you're running up here, it probably... So, going back just very slightly, it would have been worth either putting your smoke down in heaven or putting your smoke towards CT. Because you could do it while you're running around this corner, right? You could just put the... God, your map's so small. Pretty much where my crosshair is. I don't know if you can really see that, but that kind of position, you know, towards CT.
117 on Killjoy.
Particularly because this Omen was towards that position. He's probably playing passive. Playing CT is pretty likely for him if he's playing this site solo. It's very typical. Or he could be heaven. I guess you just have to take a gamble and smoke one or the other because chances are he's playing one of those two positions.
117 on Phoenix mid.
Killjoy CT.
Ropes.
Last too lit.
Planted.
Phoenix maybe
One
heal.
enemy remaining.
So we still have this... Okay. At this point, we might as well save the smoke. With 3v1, don't give this guy 3 1v1s. This is like so typical in these ranks. Just in general from anyone, actually. That like at this point, with 3v1, do not make it a 1v1, right? If we take 3 1v1s and die, it's going to be terrible. What does Killjoy do? Killjoy's super OP, Kieran. She's really good. She's a sentinel. I guess she's very similar to Cypher in that sense. She can lock down sites pretty well. She's got a lot of utility that's very good for defense and intel. Her turret is actually really good on attack as well because you can just use it to hold a position. Particularly on maps where it can have a really long sight line, it can cover multiple positions, and it's just like really powerful at giving you the information on those flanks. Cypher is boring. I don't know. I find actually I think Cypher's super good fun.
Do you guys see this trap here?
It's very much about like reading the enemies and getting like flanks on correct timings, understanding what they're doing. But that kind of works. That works for me because it's like big brain plays, right? That's more in my remit.
Let's take what they have.
I could ult out, maybe.
So it's interesting that we just like going for executes on repeat.
Spam me.
We go for both of those smokes, and yet we're not gonna go. So we have one guy just go sight on our own. If you're gonna put down those two smokes, you should probably be pushing through that, pushing for that position with him. And we. Kind of not sure what we're trying to do here about moving around because you just get caught out while you're moving. And you're moving forwards and left, which is kind of a problem here, right? Because you then have to double counter strafe, and unless you're like really accurate with that, it's tough to do. It would be better if you're just AD, right? Just moving left and right. Lord, I don't think me acting that out was any help at all. But, you know, just moving left and then counter-strafing to stop that movement. But you're kind of like moving in a diagonal. Counter-strafing, that's tough. And there's no way you're going to be able to, like, catch that.
I think Omen's on site somewhere.
He also knows where all of you are,
Well,
so him peeking out there and getting one kill is pretty
He's
easy.
hit 100.
Okay, and we're dead. So let's go to the next round.
I can drop you, Sage.
Can someone get this? Thank you.
Calling for some sort of play on your ult here is definitely something you could be doing as well. There's no reason why we can't have that in mind. We also know that they have Phoenix ult, so that's something we want to play around if we figure out where the Phoenix is. Make sure that we don't get caught out giving him a free kill with his ult. Otherwise, there's probably not a huge amount to be scared of. Unless the Omen's going to TP into the flank. But just being aware of their ultimates going into this next round. And your ults. Right, you don't want to just chill, hold your ult for 3 rounds. Because you would be halfway to another ult if you had used it at this time, right? And it's something a lot of people are missing. That they're just simply not using their ults nearly effectively enough. So we know this is the Phoenix ult, and like I said, we just want to be aware. Make sure we don't get caught by this.
Nice.
I think he was solo, so... We also... Okay, so we have the bomb here, and we're solo. I don't think there's any point you carrying the bomb. You could have just left it outside B. Just in case you get caught here. Because if you get caught here and they catch the bomb,
Nice
it's...
kill,
they have a lot of information then, right?
Nice kill, man.
Will you TP here? Cancel them?
Maybe not ideal to be spraying at that range. You notice that you're kind of very fortunate, I think, to get this kill. At this range, I'd definitely be tapping. But we make it work
Nice kill,
anyway.
man.
Will you TP here? Cancel them?
Do we want to go to the A?
Yeah, maybe we just rotate out.
I think Kilroy's probably set up on B now.
Notice your crosshair placement as you come around this corner as well. You notice we're not checking each position one by one, which we definitely should be doing. And we just peek onto this angle rather than checking. And we know that we pretty much know there's no one boxes, right?
Yeah, maybe we just rotate.
Oh, someone could have crossed in the time that you were away, so you got to be careful of that. And yeah, make sure we're slicing the pie here and actually checking each angle individually.
Go through ropes or sewer? 78 on her.
What's their placement? Slightly too low.
Ropes or sewer? 78 on her.
I got the spike.
And he has much, much better spray control in that duel there as well.
B side.
He just hits all the shots.
Dude, she's insane.
It's okay. It's basically a 1v1.
Also kind of unclear on what you're trying to... You still had 2 smokes, right? When we die here? Oh god, how far back do I need to go?
Ropes or sewer?
So we still have 2 smokes here and are old. Yeah, we only have 1 minute left, but you definitely could be having some sort of plan here. Like I said, trying to implement using these things. You don't want to be dying in the round with all this stuff. Even if it's a trade of utility, you know?
I got the spike.
Either they trade the utility or they give you the position. And we're just like losing every single duel here, so...
Sure.
Unfortunate.
She's insane.
But it does happen.
It's okay. It's basically a
We know
1v5.
more than we did before. Let's use that.
I'm saving.
But okay, yeah, we don't really have much choice here.
Same thing, just rush.
Probably worth buying a revolver.
Plus, we're on attack, bro. We're gonna be on defend the other half, so we're straight, bro.
There's no point keeping 3200 into next round unless you're like, I'm gonna buy an op, you know?
Are you high?
Between the shots, this guy's getting.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So again, and it's an eco round, so this is a great opportunity to try and implement some sort of play with our ult. If we get the so we get the bomb down and we pay for close plant and you just play safe, you know, you're playing around this position. You can throw the you can throw your Molotov, you can use your ult. you're in a great position then to play a post plant, and it's definitely a free way of winning these eco rounds. Have enjoy your studying, Kieran. Thanks for hanging around. So we just want to get our team on site here.
Nice.
This is, please don't do this.
Bring a dink. A ramp.
Fuck you.
So, like I said, it would have, in this case, we want a clear plan in mind. Either we're going to use that ult to clear a position in the first place, or we're going to use it post plant. If you just played for post plant there, then you're gonna have really high value, really high impact, right? You can stall so much time with your Molotov and your ult. Pretty much single-handedly, you can win the post plant there. So long as you tell your team where to plant, it's fine. Guessing it's difficult to tell which side of the thing they've planted there because you've got your map so small. But the point still stands, right? We should definitely be playing for post plant in that situation. Trying to take the duel with the Reyna is really tough. And certainly when we 1v1 as well, when you have no gun. And this spot definitely has preset Molotovs that you can throw. Second, I just want to check something.
Let them try to get through me.
5. Okay. But we only held our ultimate for 3 rounds. So no, 2 rounds. 2 rounds? Was it 2-2? Regardless, I mean, we still probably held it longer than we needed to. You know, if you just cycle them more frequently, you find more value. It's as simple as that, you know? There's no point just hanging on to them. And a lot of people are making this mistake, you know?
Okay.
Just bring the pace right up. Use your ults. Just take positions. It doesn't matter if it's, like, not the most valuable thing in the world, because it does come around pretty frequently.
I'm gonna go B.
I'll go with
You're not
Jet.
better than me.
Be quiet.
Yeah.
And obviously, the more you use them, the more you're kind of putting the pressure on the enemy team as well. So the chances of him pushing through this are pretty unlikely. You should be watching this position for sure.
Thanks.
So you keep doing it, right?
Is that bot not see it?
Here, I can ult in. One sec.
Come on, let's go.
Heaven.
Both have been dead. Good. One more.
Heaven dead.
Watch
Nice
the
job.
ropes. One's in T spawn. CT spawn.
And this is fine here. Just
Serious?
hold the rotate.
One enemy remaining.
He made his robot face the wall.
Fine. We didn't really have to do very much that round.
I know on top.
Gun here.
You want a Vandal?
Ooh. Excuse me. Okay, so we're kind of making this play now. This is looking like our kind of default, I guess. We're gonna go for mid control every round. And I guess our team's been switching it up, right? You've just been like kind of doing this every single round, so certainly if you do this and you go A, it's gonna keep them guessing. It's nice to kind of have them thinking like this. Oh, okay, we just get the 2 entries. We don't really have to do anything, and I don't know where the hell we're looking when that happens, right? If you're gonna cross here, you should be looking towards this position.
Nice picks.
You even see him, but we're just looking into Narnia.
60.
And he just gets 2 kills. Okay. So it's been quite a few times now where we've seen that we're just like looking into Narnia. We're not looking anywhere near where we really want to be. Just need to be a little bit more aware, taking our time to clear these things a bit more properly. Okay. I don't think this Phoenix is going to clutch, but we can, we'll just skip through this round. He's going to have to, it's going to have to be a pretty exceptional 1v3 here. Okay. So, got a shitload of money.
Remember, stay out of the fire.
We get another round as well. It's fine. It's fine on the T side of split, right? 4 rounds, there's nothing to worry about really. It'd be nice to get another round here. Do we press tab? Because as I've said already, having awareness... Okay, so they have Sage ult, so we don't really want them to get another res. We know that Sage has been playing mid. Reyna has also been playing mid. It does feel like A is probably their weakest part. Even if you're going to play it slow and you're just going to go for a lurk through ramps, you could certainly do that. Surprising that your Cypher's not playing towards A, because that's kind of the typical play here, but whatever. You can make that play yourself. You can put a smoke down and main and try and get through ramps and maybe even flank through ropes if you want to go towards B. You have options here.
Yeah, I can try
However, we probably want to keep up with the default. Throw that smoke down in mid, and then maybe you go towards A. Just because it keeps them guessing, you know, like they're still thinking, oh, it's just a normal round, it's just the same as any other, and it kind of throws them off the scent, you know. So this is a nice idea.
Smoke's down.
I don't really know what they're doing on A either, but it seems to have mostly been a fairly passive hold. First time that they've kind of pushed it. Although he did do that smoke last time you came here, right? So where was our crosshair? I guess that's the question. Because again, this is the classic. How are they going to move around the smoke? He is always going to peek you from this position. He's never going to walk straight through. People always skirt around the edge of the smokes. And if we'd had our crosshair in that position already, we're gonna win that duel against him, right? Especially if you're not pushing the smoke, which you don't really need to do. It's so early in the round. Him putting down that smoke isn't really helping anyone. It's just stalling a bit of time. So you know, you may as well wait. And yeah, people are always skirting around the smokes, right? They always come around the outside. Always. It's just like your natural instinct, because you're then not it's like hard cover, right? It's like you're peeking around hard cover rather than moving from obscured vision to non-obscured vision.
You should say, yeah. Just make sure you have enough for 2 rounds.
So there's no point you saving here because you got 2.5k anyway. Doing this smoke from here, I don't know what's the objective here. Why would we start in this position? Because we're not really going to be able to achieve anything playing here. Also, we're on an eco round essentially, or a half buy. So just look at the rounds that you've succeeded, right? The fast rounds onto A have always worked. The post plants have just been terrible. We should try and self-reflect on those things in the game, right? Because you want to be able to adapt your play moving through the game and actually learn what you're playing. You know, you don't want to have to stop in between each game and think, oh, did that work? Did that not work? You know, it takes longer if you do that. So it might have been worth reflecting on that. You know, that the post plants have been terrible, and actually we've had the site maybe 3 more times than this that we could have won. And the fast A executes have worked, so why not do another one of those? Particularly when there's only 2 more rounds in the half, and we're on an eco buy. You know, this is like a great round that you want to steal away from them.
I'm slowed, man.
It would be. It's just kind of like reflecting on these things and thinking about them in game, you know. Because I would see that, and that would be kind of where my mind is going. That the A executes have worked pretty well, and a lot of the time we've just been heavy leaning towards B. And look, your team's on B. What the fuck are we doing? You know, our team is on B. Why are we still here? You know, they will be rotating from A.
Backside.
They're literally all on B, and you're just like jerking off in the corner here, achieving absolutely nothing. But again, like this, okay, so this is something that we've seen a few times now, where like our awareness of our team and what they're doing is pretty low. So we're just kind of missing out on that. Like, and it just means it just looks like we're doing fuck all because of that.
Last player standing.
Well, no, look, we do fuck all, and now it's a 1v2, so this is going to be really hard. They didn't stack. They just rotated. And they rotated, and you know, you could have been on the fast flank, you could have had that read if you'd seen what your team were doing, but we're so focused on our crosshair that we have no idea what's going on the map.
Up heaven.
But you are going to get a free kill because they're not really looking for
Was on
this.
site.
He's on site.
Thirty seconds left.
So again, tap shooting at this range is probably better. Spraying at that range, you just lose the recoil control, right? And winning that duel would be really tough. So
We lose our money.
it's the last
I'm
round.
crazy though.
This is where we like
If I was Rain,
have
I
to say
should've
what's been
played it.
working.
Should've
How do
played
we win this? How do we get another round, right? Like, really want to pull something out of the hat out of the bag here. You know, it's your last chance.
W key again.
All of the reads that you've had,
I can auto it.
and we are actually going to go back to that play.
Yeah.
Everyone plays close.
Watch and learn.
There wasn't really any discussion about it, but you know, like clearly that's the feeling that this is what's working. Let's go straight for the smokes. We get that free kill. We just go.
Stim beacon down.
Watch out.
Oh, I accidentally shot at him retarded.
We didn't need to check that. He said I accidentally. You heard him TP onto site, and your teammate shot him.
You should run.
One is I could break that. Give me a
So we don't need to be checking this. We got a cipher trap here.
2 heaven.
Unless we're setting up for a post plant Molotov, which we haven't done a single time, by the way. So what are we doing here? We're just gonna hold the cross.
Player standing.
He said something.
Enemy down.
They now know exactly where you are. Our team, for some reason, our team are just like hard throwing this, repeaking on repeat. That really sucks. Like your team played that exceptionally poorly because actually your position would have been great if the enemies were actually like crossing. But this is one of those things that you've got to realize, like how good are your team? You know, how good are they going to play this? You have to play to your elo. You know, that position would be better if your team were better because they wouldn't be facing. But the level that your team are at, they are facing. They're just dying. You need to be making a proactive play there, right? Pushing ramp would have been the play in this case, right? I know it's hindsight, but you know we can see them facing. We see them fighting on site. That is the opportunity that the enemies are distracted. That is your chance to get up ramp and try and get a flank on them.
Alright, we just gotta defend for our life.
Switching sides.
3-9 it's obviously not ideal, but we can make it work, right? We can definitely make it work.
I'm gonna solo B.
Just play safe, bro. Literally don't peek. That's literally what they just don't peek.
I've really dropped away from my post-plant mollies because of the number of times I've left in a 1vx with too much time left that molly isn't enough to deny. I feel like I'm burned by leaving the team to duel. Yeah, I see that. But yet we're still not proactively trying to take any sort of duel, right? The team is like facing and all dying, sure, like... But if you don't say anything to them, like... I mean, it is the team's problem, but also, it is the team's fault. The team are playing it badly, right? But if they've never played with a Brimstone that knows how to post-plant molly, how are they supposed to, like, adapt to that, you know? Like, unless you say to them, guys, don't face, I'm going to molly for post-plant, just burn some time. How do they know to do that, you know? Like, you gotta, like, go into this thinking that everyone's, like, an absolute pleb idiot, you know? Because they are. Like, everyone is. Doesn't matter what rank you are. Like, that should be your perception. Not that you should treat people like idiots, but you know what I mean? Like, make it very clear what you want to do. Because you give them that call, they don't face, they just don't, you know, they burn the time and then you actually have time to pull that Molotov. Or you play off the fact that they're facing, you know that they're going to make retarded fights happen, and that's your opportunity to make some sort of flank, you know? Because you've got space to do it. They're a massive distraction. The enemies are completely blindsided, focusing on the site, you know. They aren't thinking about anything else. They're just focused on those duels. So interested to see how this side goes, because the way that we've been playing on the T side definitely looks like it'll favor the CT side here.
Smoke's down.
Here comes.
Yeah, a couple.
I just dig up.
Nice.
Nice.
They're all on site.
Spike planted.
Definitely have the opportunity.
All
So
inside, they're all inside.
good opportunity, like to have some sort of discussion. I've got a smoke. I've got a molly. Think about where you're going to put them down, so you can deny some sort of position. For instance, like getting your Molotov under here would be great.
Elbow.
You don't then have to face it. You didn't check that corner properly.
30.
Peek at the same time, boy.
One enemy remaining.
Passed up. Nice. Easy.
And you also notice that you're not actually counter
One
strafing at
enemy
all.
remaining.
Passed up.
Look, you're walking at this guy. You don't
Nice.
counter strafe. You're still moving. That's why your first shots are not accurate. Okay, but it's all round anyway. We're also walking towards him. We're not strafing. Like we're walking forwards, not left or right.
Big. They're probably gonna go mid.
We get a pick. We move in. Got it?
So long as you can counter strafe backwards, it's fine. But it's just unusual. Most people are strafing left and right. Very rare that like you're using W and S, because most of the time you're not like, you only use them to traverse the map, right? Not peek. Strange way to explain it, actually.
Smoke's down.
Oh, garage one.
So they're on an eco. Making this aggro play happens to work out, but if they were 5-manning mid, then probably didn't need to kill that. It's unfortunate that 2 of your team are dead. They're all on site as well.
Spike planted.
Back.
Smoke's down.
2 back.
See ya.
Phoenix sting.
Molly.
So this Phoenix is in this corner. Throwing that Molotov there kind of sucks.
Last player standing. One enemy
And our
remaining.
movement is still janky as hell. Like, we should definitely be counter-strafing into these angles. You notice how, like, you know exactly where he is, right? But we're, like, full speed running it. We should be walking to this position and counter-strafing when we have an angle on him. Just taking a little bit of time on it. Get him to peek into you, maybe? I don't know. It's... The way that that's played is not ideal.
Yeah.
You're better. Good shot.
But we do get this round, fortunately. Movement, yeah. I see. Oh lord, coming from... Yeah, it's interesting actually. All of the Siege guys have really terrible movement. Like by far the worst thing from everyone I've seen from Siege is like utterly dog shit. In the nicest way possible. Because you just run around in Siege all the time, right? Everything is peek around a corner, leaning, crouching, and just like shooting, everything like that. And yeah, it's really obvious. It's really obvious. Every Siege guy has exactly the same issue. Because you haven't learnt it, right? Like, you've learnt to move while you're shooting because that works in Siege.
Smoke's down.
Yeah, exactly. You can Ferrari peek everything.
Smoke's down.
That smoke is completely useless. Just putting it out there that they're probably all beyond that. You can hear that they're in the slow. Oh no, that was us. That was their slow.
Molly.
I still don't think it's an ideal position to put the smoke down. Because if your Phoenix is fighting up here, then they've got to be up here, and putting the smoke down here, they're already well beyond where that smoke is.
I think they may be rotating.
Yeah, it might rotate.
It's not a great way to peek the angle from on top of that box.
I don't have wall.
So you made it super obvious that you're making this rotation.
Still on A side. Nice. Two more.
Smoke's down.
But this time putting that smoke down does make a bit more sense.
Stim beacon here.
One
Nice.
enemy remaining.
Nice job, guys.
That was pretty tidy.
I'm gonna trade off the that.
And
Could be close to that.
at this point, we just make sure we don't give away our 1v5.
Oh no, great.
Okay, so we're gonna give him one 1v1. Give him a second 1v1. Wait, why did you... You have 9 bullets left. Why? Why'd you let your teammate die? You have 9 bullets left. You just bait your teammate. That was really poorly played. Because you should have been peeking with your teammate there. 100%. 9 bullets left, dude. That's easily enough to kill someone. How many times have you seen 9 hits? Unless it's like a shotgun from like 12,000 miles away.
I'm feeling a B, boy.
Yeah.
Just tap shoot, whatever.
I think one of you should.
But yeah, you should definitely have been peeking with your teammate there.
Phoenix or some shit or Brim.
Believe in me, I got
Another bad habit that like a lot of people have is just like reloading all the time. You still had 9 bullets left, you know? And that... You probably would have traded with... I don't know whether your Phoenix would have died or not. He may not have died.
Footsteps.
Like you all in?
So consider the position that you want to be stood here. Most of the time people will play this corner. Mostly because it's like the hardest to check.
Breaking wall mid.
Something else that comes from Siege, you can cancel reloads. Yeah. I'm not sure you can anymore.
I think they're up.
Can you not cancel reloads here if you switch weapons? I can't actually
Oh my
remember.
gosh, 80 on win.
Last 2 are mid.
We don't have to peek.
Sorry, how many bullets do we have there? Guess we didn't need to
Oh my
reface him.
gosh, 80 on win.
But you still got
Last 2 are
18
mid.
bullets.
We don't have to
So you can definitely catch him out by re-peeking straight into him there. You can pre-fire him because you know which angle he's on.
One of you go A, one of you go B.
ETP.
One enemy remaining.
Don't know where TP to.
Go A, go A. Yeah.
Behind the box mid, behind the box mid.
One left
Good
standing.
shit. Get that Vandal. I want that Vandal. Get it, please. Oh,
Stay in
yeah.
range of my
Thanks.
stim beacon, and we'll mow them down.
I love this skin. Bro.
Need equipment. Thanks.
Thanks, baby. I got an ult. If they stack up somewhere, I can ult them.
So rather than saying, if they do this, then I will do this, why not have a proactive plan that enables you to get some really good control of the map? You know, if they go somewhere, if they stack up, I'm going to use my ult, but what if they don't stack up? Then you've just wasted a round without your ult, right?
Sounds good.
When you could just say, I'm going to use my ult to take this position, let's go really hard. We get a really important position on the map, maybe we get a pick as well. Great, right?
Smoke's down.
Smoke me off it. Yeah, a couple A side.
No communication of this, like, clearly you're thinking about it in your head, but you've got to say it to your team.
You should run.
Open up the sky.
Bomb.
Bomb, yeah. That's
I think it's a save. Yeah.
It's very,
Leave
very
on effect.
strange the way that we go about playing that.
Enemy remaining.
Holy
Nice.
shit. Oh my lord, what a... Oh my god.
Stand tall.
There's very little good to say about that there. Oh my dear. That was a terrible round for a lot of reasons. That peak, oh my god.
I have game knowledge hats.
If it's bad and it works, is it bad? Well, that's a fair question, actually. That's a fair question.
I'll let you know if I hear footsteps.
No, I think what you should be asking is, if it's bad and it works, is it bad? Well, no, the question actually should be, if it's bad and it works consistently, is it bad? So, no. Because if it works one time, but it's terrible, does that mean that it's good? Right, it's about consistency.
Okay.
However much I would like to agree with that statement, yeah. I think consistently is the key word there.
B.
I might early rotate.
Yeah, there's many B.
Okay.
That really sucks. You wanted to go for that. You wanted to go for the flank. Tell him. Use your voice. Holy shit. It's really not hard. I'm gonna push mid. Then he doesn't wall you off. Or he can wall off behind you.
That's back B. He got me.
Out of charges.
Okay, we're so confused here. You got two fucking smokes, use them. Ping. Tell him where he is. He's on site. Use your smokes.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go up.
Took way too long. Look, like 3 million people died there.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Okay, playing it like this is not great either. Okay, sorry, I want to rewatch this again. So this smoke is fine, but then we're gonna make this push.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
He's having
Okay,
a
I'm not
smoke.
really sure we counter strafe it either though. Again,
Good job.
you definitely could have moved to a position where you couldn't see
Next
that
time,
orb and
in
peek him.
that situation,
Look at me.
when you know he has
I
two
know
of them,
that I
and you
am
know he's
by
gonna do
your
the second
side.
one, just like wide swing him and just catch
Yeah, I
him.
really wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, because what he said there is correct. Like when the second one comes through, you could definitely swing on that, and you will not see it, and you'll be able to kill him.
That's my bad. I actually got
Because if it's full buy round, he's obviously gonna have to.
Somehow we're second on the scoreboard. Despite playing like super passive and playing Brimstone.
Smoke's down.
Garage.
We should be really quick trying to get a smoke straight away. Yeah, straight away. Get your smoke down in B main. Slow them down. You really need to get into position here.
Molly.
One's on 10.
Top fragger, top shagger.
Yeah. Okay.
Headshot through the smoke.
Why are we rotating here? What was wrong with Heaven? Heaven was great. Why are we leaving Heaven? You're just letting your Sage take her like a 1v5. And I really don't. We need to be quicker on this, right? Like the second,
Garage.
right? The second this happens, we should be pressing E. There's no one can shoot us. We press E and we straight away get a smoke down in that position to slow them down. Gives you time to actually get in a position here. And then we peeking through a smoke with a fucking molly in our hands. Like why would the rest of the team not be in this position already? They should have walked through, right? Like there are 4 guys that could have walked through there. They don't all have to stop and shoot the tripwire, right? You can only trap one guy. So they should already all be out and looking at you. And you got a Molotov in your hand. So like this is another time where we should definitely be punished. Putting your smoke down here would have allowed you to peek, and then you could have thrown the Molotov in. And that would have given you a shitload of time. People could have taken great positions. Your Sage takes a dumb peek.
Okay.
But yeah, you definitely could have been there with him taking that peek. There's no reason to rotate to
I'll have a
CT.
second.
Spike planted.
Unless you're like, okay, let's play slow. We're going to play for a retake. I've got 2 smokes. Fine. Right, but say it. You were literally there with your Sage and then you like just kind of leave him to die? What's the point?
Smoke's down.
Garage on me.
Last player standing.
One
Peeking
garage.
we peek back into his spray and he kills us. I'm going to put together a montage of me dying and a molly in my hand.
One garage.
It'll make you have to see the number of times I'm right.
Obviously.
It will. It will, because not nearly enough in this game have you been punished for doing that.
Fuck the stream guy, bro.
Okay. So, we don't have a buy this next round, so... Oh no, sorry, we do. That's a lie. We do. Do the rest of our team? Ooh, he can drop for 1. Yeah, so we have 4 guns. It's not so bad.
Need a drop.
And the other 2 can buy, so this is okay. This is
We
okay.
really need this round, boy.
You can drop your rifle if you want. Jet.
So again, let's make a proactive play with our ult. Let's not just hold it for a million rounds, or let's not rely on the enemies making a particular decision. Let's be proactive with it, right? It's much easier to be proactive with it, even if it only gets you part of the map. Using one ult to get part of the map isn't the end of the world, you know, if it wins you the round.
I'll let you know if I hear him.
Smoke's down.
Oh, hearing footsteps in the wall.
One market. Breaking wall mid.
Okay, so there's like 3 guys mid. So we know what's gonna happen here. No, you're not gonna ult? I'm surprised.
Stim beacon down.
I got an ult.
That's not a great stim beacon because they also know exactly where you're standing if you do that. This is a good stim beacon if you're standing in that corner because it's gonna bait them, but... I'm so glad you didn't ult there.
See no one.
Just finished a roast dinner, nice alpha. I'm jealous.
Enemy spotted.
One mid.
Mid.
So it's B. Okay, it's 39 seconds. Omen's towards B. One's towards mid.
You're dead.
So be prepared with your...
30
Yeah,
seconds left.
this is okay. This I can see.
Are they open?
99 and 40.
And that actually turned out to be a pretty good ult. Do I have mint sauce with your roast? Only if it's... No. Only with lamb.
One enemy remaining.
He's planning.
Omen has to plant.
10 seconds left. Spike planted.
Okay, just don't die. It's the only thing that has to happen here. So you have to face him together. And you need to use... Fucking died with a Molotov in your hand. What are you doing? Oh my god. All we had to do is face him together.
I fucked up.
Why did you get your Molotov out?
I thought he was gonna rush.
Oh my lord, well we win the round anyway. Oh my god. That is very, very fortunate.
Y'all better keep up.
Need a drop.
I can...
Thanks.
Get a buyer knee.
Get ready for the B or the A. I'm kind of feeling an A.
Get ready for the B or the A. What a really insightful call there. I forgot about it. Wanted to molly that side. I see. Yeah, guys, watch out. They're gonna come to a bomb site and plant the
Smoke
bomb.
A ramp.
Yep.
Smoke's down.
That's it all.
He's out in the smoke already. He's already on A. Oh my fucking god.
Well, of course, he just fucking TP'd. Guys, watch out. They have guns. I know it's a good call, isn't it, Alpha? Okay, what is this peak? Sorry. Let's watch this. The classic kind of like flopping around, like flopping. This is what our movement's like. It's just like rather than peak, you know, decisive, move to here, move to here. It's so much easier to shoot if you move like that. Make it much more mechanical. We're just kind of like, I'm a Rainbow Six Siege player, flopping around, you know, like it's not great.
Shit.
It's a very, very much a non-ideal way to move around.
Spike planted.
Particularly when there's a guy right there.
Seven.
Last
Nice.
player standing.
He even gave their little
Don't
teabag.
bring it.
Nice. But there's no way we're gonna win this round.
Nice try, boys.
Shoot the bad guys.
Okay,
For a plan.
and it's now my point that we don't have anything, which sucks. So, this is another great opportunity to look for some sort of proactive play.
It's been a
Be
pleasure.
sort of aggressive with the Bucky, I guess.
I don't know about buying a Bucky. Excuse me. Not my personal weapon of choice anyway. I would, like, given that you've got 400 left, I personally would have much rather have a scout. Whatever the light sniper is. I can't remember the name. I would much rather have one. Oh, that was nice of you. He stops to get the orb and you're like, oh no, I'm not going to hold the angle. If someone was there, they just double peek and spray down both of you. But we know that we can stack another site, and given that you're playing a shotgun, it's pretty good for you. What the fuck is that wall?
Down.
2 market.
What? Why? Why? Why?
Two mid.
Why? What? Why? Why?
2 market.
Why face here?
Another market 3.
You just did about
Two
6
mid.
damage to him. Oh, you did. You did 18 damage. Crazy. It's quite funny though that if you had any sort of weapon there, that guy would have been so dead. Oh my god, he missed so many shots. But I'm guessing that's GG. Because this round is like gonna take some pretty horrendous, yeah, pretty impressive heroics.
GG boys, nice try.
Yeah. Not sure there was much nice trying about that. Like there was no communication really at all. But you know, there's definitely a lot of points to take from that, right? Like your movement really needs to be sorted out. You need to be a little bit more proactive with like utility. Setting up for post plant stuff. If you're gonna do that, you need to communicate it. Communicating in general on smoke characters, I think, is like super important. By pretty much on anyone, actually, but like particularly on them because you know it decides a lot about where people are going. So you kind of have to be communicating where your smokes are going to go down. Yeah, post plant stuff. What else? Just yeah, movement is not great. We're not tap shooting at long range, which is something that you're missing out on. Yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. I hope that's helpful. I'm just thinking, God, do I actually have time? Because this VOD took, God, Valorant VODs take so much longer than having like been doing this in Overwatch for so long. Overwatch VODs are so much shorter. Like a game of Overwatch is a lot quicker to go through. It takes like an hour to go through each VOD. It's crazy. And I was hoping to get through 2, but I'm looking at the time thinking I probably don't have time to get through another VOD. Oh. Okay. Depends what's the next VOD? What's the next VOD and how long is it? So let's give you that one. Let's give it a react. That's yours. Okay, so next guy's not online. Other guy's not online. So maybe you'll save the other 2 for tomorrow. But yeah, glad it was helpful, Werebear. And I should be back tomorrow. Hopefully I can do a couple of VODs tomorrow. We can go for have a 2-hour stream. Yeah, glad it was helpful, man. And hopefully I'll see most of you guys tomorrow, and we'll go through some more VODs. Anyone? Let's see if we can find someone to host. Where am I going? That's not where I want to go. Over here. Over here. Raid a channel. Someone. I could just send everyone to someone else. Or not. Doesn't look like anyone I know is online. But yeah. Thanks for being here, guys. And hopefully I'll see some of you guys tomorrow when we'll